Alrighty, hi guys. Kiki Holmes on the case of Mackenzie Shrilla and Dominic Russo. Text messages, the 31,697 pages. We are on page 701, where Mackenzie is about to start a fight, I think. She's talking about going to her friend Maddie's house at 1 or 2 a.m. at 10 o'clock at night. On New Year's Eve? Not New Year's Eve. On January 31st. It's a little weird. Whatever. But that's how this starts. So here we go. Says, I'm also trying to go out to Maddie's at like 1 or 2 a.m. Hit me up in 10. He says, I'm probably not trying to chill. Just go chill with me. I think maybe without me. She says, are you sure? Not even for like an hour. He says, yeah. She says, because I'd 100% rather chill with you and I wanted to get some bud too. He says, hit up Blair or I'll drop some. Blair is his best friend, by the way. So it sounds like all of these kids are doing drugs when they're not even 18. Cool. Anyway, then she says, I don't know. I'm just trying to chill for a little. It would only be like 1 or 2 hours. He says, no. She says, so now you're not down to chill. He says, I never was. What do you mean? She says, well, you kept saying maybe, and then you told me you have the car, so I thought you would come get me. I don't know. Just got my hopes up low key. He says, oh, okay. She says, I would have just got dropped at Maddie if I knew you weren't going to for real. I thought you would say yes. And you said, let me do some stuff before you got my hopes up. He says, I told you to just go with Maddie, babe. She says, yeah, but I've been with her the last 3 days and she has no food at her house and we just don't really do anything. And Gracie is gonna chief my pen. I don't know what the fuck that means. And then says, loved, I told you just to go with Maddie, babe. And then he says, just don't bring it. She says, but I need it. I haven't smoked all day. You don't fucking need it, darling. You don't need drugs in your system. Boy. He says, then smoke and then go. She says, I don't know, babe. I want to at least FaceTime while I hit my bong. He says, no. She says, sad face. Okay, that's cool, I guess. He says, I got a dippo. I'm assuming I got a dip. He says, go where? Get Mama Russo? I mean, I'll wait to hit the bong if you can FaceTime me when you're back. Actually, I'm probably about to have them over, so just text me because I still want to talk. You feel? Babe, can you drop a pre-releases and some weed? I don't know what the fuck that means. I'll probably get $20 or $30. He says, hey. She says, hey, babe. He says, you still need? And this is at 11:52 at night. And then she says, probably, let me ask my mom for money. He says, oh, are you home? Just go to bed, babe. She says, yeah, I'm with Maddie and Gracie. What do you mean, just go to bed? He says, oh. She says, LMAO. He says, LOL. She says, would you still be able to? It's just going to be me that comes out. I got the money. He says, I was going to ask if you wanted to go get Sheets food. LOL. I don't know what the fuck that means. She says, I do. I can probably go with you real quick when you bring the shit. He says, I'd have to wait for food, then eat it. It would take too long. She goes, you could just bring them snacks back or we can all go. They probably wouldn't really care if I leave some weed for them. Can you drop some dabs, weed, and a pre-roll? He says, I'm picking up my mom right now. I'll call you in a little. She says, okay. Are you coming, babe? Yeah, I don't know when, though. And this is at 12:27 a.m. He says, okay, come soon, though. Come soon? Dom. It's okay if you're too sleepy. I can just come over or something and get it then. LOL, night, babe, at 1:39 a.m. He says good night at 3:58. Then the next day, February 1st of 2020 at 10:33 a.m., she says, what you doing today? I can chill at 12:50 if you're trying to get food or something. He says, b-ball, then I don't know, so basketball. She says, when do you have basketball? I'll be free pretty much. He says, I have basketball at 2. I can maybe hit you up after. She says, that would be cool. We can get food if you want. Good luck on your game. When it over. He says, now, but I'll probably be busy. He says, damn, are you sure? I can't just do whatever you're doing with you? Maddie and Gracie at work. He says, I don't know. I'm going to chill with Smeesh. She says, oh, I don't know. It's up to you because I don't really care what we do. I just want to kick it with you. Do you think we could chill after you chill with him alone for a little, or we can chill when you home? It's up to you. Dom. Question, do you think we could chill after you chill with him? He says, I'm selling. She says, scoop. Bored AF right now. He says, I can't scoop. She says, why? But do you still want to chill in like 10? This is at 3:50 p.m. He says, I'm at home. I'm not that busy anymore, waiting for Smeesh to come through. She says, oh, well, do you want to hang then? He says, when? She says, now or in like 30. Soon, pretty much. He says, no, probably later if we do. She says, damn, how much later are you thinking? I've been just chilling at my house. Questioned, how much later are you thinking? I don't know, Payton coming through then Smeesh, soonish. Okay, but for real, we should get food when I have money. He says, yeah, I need food. She says, me too, I want something smack. What are you doing right now? At like an hour later. And then question mark, why you let it ring? I hate having nothing to do. Can we hang out at 6 or 7? Did they come through? Yeah, I'm about to leave, sell some shit with Marco, though. She says, damn, well, when you're back, can I come over? He says, maybe, yeah. She says, all right, bet. He says, maybe. She says, okay, I guess. So can I come? He says, yeah, sure, come over. She goes, right now? And LOL the emoji. So I guess when it's blank like this, it's an emoji. But we just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it doesn't show it. And then she says, I'm on the way. And then, like, 5 minutes later, where are you? He says, I'm home. My mom is drunk and I'm really pissed off. Just stay in there. She says, okay, sorry. He says, she's really pissing me off. I'm about to fuck up dinner. She says, oh no, I really couldn't tell when I talked to her when I came in. Text me when you up. He says, I'm up. She says, want to hang out? I slept so good. Babe, when are you going to be done doing whatever you're doing? He says, I don't know what I'm going to do. Might go work out. And then a lot of these are just, again, it kind of just goes back to normal of hanging out. Like, can we hang out? When can we hang out? Blah, blah, blah. Like, very much the asking, very much asking what and when they can hang out. It's incessant. Like, it never bloody stops. She cannot go 5 seconds without this man, and yikes. I think that both of these human beings needed therapy. Honestly, I've never been to therapy. Well, I have, but I've never been to therapy as an adult, and I think honestly that would have helped them a lot.